This table is for family. Those 5 words hit me like a slap across the face in the middle of a crowded restaurant. My sister-in-law didn't even look at me when she said it. She just gestured toward the main table where everyone else was sitting, laughing, clinking glasses, and then pointed me toward a small 2-seater near the kitchen door. I stood there, holding my coat, feeling every eye in that restaurant burn into my skin. This was supposed to be our celebration, but I was about to learn exactly where I stood in this family. Let me back up. 3 weeks before this dinner, my brother called me. We hadn't spoken much in the past year. Life got busy. He got married. I got wrapped up in my own struggles. But when I saw his name pop up on my phone, I felt this little spark of hope. "Hey," he said, voice warm, almost excited. "Rachel and I are planning something big. A family dinner at Marcello's. You know, that Italian place downtown? We want everyone there. And I mean everyone. You especially." I remember smiling. Actually smiling. "Yeah," I said. "What's the occasion?" "Just family," he replied. "It's been too long. Let's get everyone together. No drama. No past stuff. Just us." I wanted to believe him so badly. See, my relationship with my family has always been complicated. I'm the youngest. The one who didn't go to college right away. The one who struggled with money while everyone else seemed to have it figured out. The one who borrowed $2,000 from my brother 4 years ago when I lost my job and almost lost my apartment. I paid him back. Every cent. It took me 2 years, but I did it. But I don't think they ever forgot. Still, when he called, I let myself hope. Maybe this was a fresh start. Maybe this was them saying, "You're one of us. We see you." So I said yes. I bought a new shirt. I didn't have much money, but I wanted to look put together. I wanted them to see that I was doing better, that I wasn't that desperate kid anymore. I showed up 15 minutes early. Marcello's was the kind of place you see in movies. Soft lighting, white tablecloths, a pianist in the corner playing something elegant and forgettable. The kind of place where every fork has a purpose and the water costs $8. I felt out of place the second I walked in, but I pushed that feeling down. This was family. I belonged here. The hostess led me to the back, and that's when I saw them. A long table, beautifully set, flowers in the center. My brother, his wife Rachel, my mom, my 2 cousins, Rachel's parents, her sister, her brother-in-law. 12 people, all laughing, all dressed like they'd stepped out of a catalog. I walked toward them, smiling, ready to hug my brother. And that's when Rachel stood up. She didn't smile. She gestured toward the main table, then pointed to a tiny 2-seater shoved near the kitchen door, right next to the swinging entrance where waiters rushed back and forth with trays. "You can sit there," she said. "We didn't realize you were coming, so we didn't have a seat at the main table." I just stared at her. My brother invited me," I said quietly. She smiled. "It wasn't kind. I know, but this is a special dinner. Immediate family and close loved ones. We're announcing something big tonight." I looked at my brother. He looked away. My mom glanced at me, then down at her menu. No one said a word. I felt my throat tighten. "Right," I whispered. "Okay." I walked to the small table. Alone. The waiters moved around me like I was invisible. I sat there, back against the wall, watching my family celebrate at a table 10 feet away. Close enough to hear everything. Too far to be part of it. They ordered appetizers. Expensive wine. They toasted. I ordered water. The waiter, a young guy with slicked back hair and a too-tight vest, barely looked at me. "Just water?" he asked. "For now," I said. He nodded and disappeared. I watched my brother stand up, his arm around Rachel. He clinked his glass with a fork, and the table went quiet. "We have an announcement," he said, grinning. Rachel placed a hand on her stomach. "We're pregnant." The table erupted. Hugs. Tears. Champagne. My mom cried. Rachel's mom cried. I sat there, 10 feet away, and no one even glanced at me. Not one person. I should have left. I know that now. But something in me wanted to stay. Wanted to prove I could handle it. That I wasn't hurt. So I sat there, and I watched. Rachel's father gave a toast. Then her brother-in-law. Then my mom, talking about how proud she was, how Rachel was the daughter she never had. I felt nauseous. The waiter came back. Ready to order, he asked. I looked at the menu. Everything was $40, $50, $60 a plate. I'll just have the house salad, I said. He raised an eyebrow. Just the salad, yeah. He wrote it down and left. I felt small. An hour passed. They ate. They laughed. They took photos. I picked at my salad. At one point, my cousin walked past my table to use the restroom. She saw me. I smiled. She didn't. She just kept walking. That's when I realized something. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't a seating mix-up. This was intentional. They wanted me here, but not with them. They wanted me to see what I wasn't part of. I don't know why. Maybe it was the money I'd borrowed. Maybe it was some old resentment I didn't even know about. But they wanted me to feel this. And I did. I felt every second of it. I was about to get up and leave when the main waiter approached their table. He was older, polished, holding a leather billfold. "Excuse me," he said to my brother. "I have the check when you're ready." My brother waved him off. "Actually, we're all set. We'll settle up now." The waiter nodded. Then he turned and walked straight to my table. He placed the billfold in front of me. I stared at it. "I'm sorry," I said. "I think there's been a mistake." He smiled politely. "No mistake. Your brother said you'd be handling the bill tonight." The room tilted. "What? The total is $2,200. Whenever you're ready." My voice cracked. I didn't order any of that." The waiter's smile faded. "I was told you were covering the table tonight. That this was your treat." I looked over at my brother. He was looking right at me. So was Rachel. They weren't surprised. They were waiting. I stood up slowly. My hands were shaking. I walked over to their table. "Did you tell him I'm paying?" I asked my brother. He shrugged. "You said you wanted to contribute." I figured this was a good time. "I never said that." Rachel cut in. "You owe us, don't you think? After everything we've done for you." Her voice was loud enough that nearby tables turned to look. I felt my face burn. "I paid you back," I said quietly. "Every dollar. Money isn't everything," she said. "But showing up for family is." I laughed. It came out bitter and sharp. "Showing up for family," I repeated. "Is that what this is?" My brother's jaw tightened. "Don't make a scene." "I'm not," I said. "But I'm also not paying $2,200 for a dinner I wasn't even invited to sit at." My mom finally spoke. "Sweetheart, let's not do this here." "Do what?" I asked. "Stand up for myself." Silence. I turned to the waiter. "I'll pay for my salad," I said. $14. That's all I ordered. The waiter looked between me and my brother. My brother stood. "You're really going to embarrass us like this?" "I'm not the one who embarrassed anyone," I said. I pulled out my wallet. My hands were steady now. I placed a 20 on my small table. "Keep the change," I told the waiter. Then I looked at my brother. "Good luck with the baby," I said. "I hope they grow up knowing what family actually means." I walked out. Behind me, I heard Rachel hiss something. I heard my brother call my name. I didn't turn around. I sat in my car for 20 minutes. I didn't cry. I just sat there, staring at the steering wheel, letting it all sink in. They hadn't invited me to celebrate. They'd invited me to humiliate. And when that wasn't enough, they'd tried to trap me with a bill I never agreed to pay. My phone buzzed. It was my brother. I didn't answer. It buzzed again. A text this time. "You made Mom cry. Happy now?" I turned my phone off. I drove home. And I made a decision. I was done. Not angry. Not bitter. Just done. I blocked my brother's number. I blocked Rachel's. I unfollowed them all on social media. I didn't send an explanation. I didn't argue. I just quietly removed myself from their lives. 2 weeks later, I got a voicemail from my mom. "Honey, your brother said you're not coming to the baby shower. I don't understand what happened. Can we talk?" I deleted it. A month after that, my cousin reached out. "Hey, I heard what happened at the dinner. That was messed up. You okay?" I didn't respond. Some people don't deserve closure. They deserve silence. It's been 6 months now. I don't think about that night as much anymore. But when I do, I don't feel sad. I feel free, because I learned something important. A table isn't just a piece of furniture. It's a symbol. And when people show you that you don't have a seat, when they make you sit in the corner and watch while they celebrate without you, when they try to stick you with a bill for a life you were never invited to share, you don't beg for a chair. You build your own table. And you only let people sit there who know your worth. I have my own life now, my own people, my own peace, and I've never felt more like family.